leave it off, but when he points, you just hit the button. When it turns green, you'll be able to go. All right, welcome back to Pro Bowl West here in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Scott Gilmore and Mike Albee in the booth. And, Mike, we're just a few minutes away here from finding out who will be the single state champion, and should be an exciting telecast.
Yeah, it's the best players in the state are here, so we're anxious to see that.
But before we do, we have a special announcement, and Sarah French Laneside is going to go ahead and get our ceremony underway. Sarah?
Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. For those of you who don't know me, I am you guys, can you hear me? For those of you who are live, it might be a little loud. Everyone here in the bowling center has joined us. We do have some special announcements. For those of you who don't know me, I am Sarah French. I am the president of the Indiana Bowling Centers Association. It's an honor to be here with all of you today. I can't tell you how excited I am to see all of you young athletes out here bowling, and I've followed you all season long, as so many of us have, and we're so proud of all of you. A couple announcements. We have a lot of the Indiana Bowling Centers Association board here today to support you, so I would like to recognize those members here. We have Bob Gudorf, who has been on the board since 1912, a longtime member. We are very grateful to have him here. In all seriousness, he has been in the bowling industry for almost a little over 50 years, right, Bob? And he is part of what makes Indiana bowling so special. We also have Jason Friedenberg, proprietor and past president. We have Chuck Kane, also from the 1912 era, who's proprietor and longtime board member. I don't want to forget anybody. We also have Zach Carey, who has been your MC today. Zach, thank you so much for all you do. Hall of Famer Mike Albee from Arrowhead Bowl. Mr. Scott Devers from Arrowhead Bowl. And Mr. Steve Kunkel, who we all know and love. And I do want to give a shout out to all of our volunteers and our coordinators and Storm Bowling and everyone who has made this possible, including Savage Bowling, for doing the live stream and everything that they've done and put into this, and Dave Small, the proprietor here at Pro Bowl West. So if we could give all of those volunteers and people a round of applause, that would be great. Scott?
Well, thank you all, and good morning. Today's competition will wrap up 22 years that Indiana High School Bowling was formed as a statewide program. None of the championships or heartbreak losses would have been possible without the vision, drive, and hard work that Commissioner Steve Kunkel has put forth. Over the years, Steve grew the program to its height of over 200 participating schools with well over 400 teams. Tens of thousands of Indiana high school students have been able to enjoy the rivalries and competition. Although the program is still a club sport in the eyes of many, with Steve Kunkel's leadership, it has become one of the leading programs in the nation. Today, our announcement comes with bittersweet feelings. After a lot of personal reflection, Steve, with his wife Cindy, will retire June 30th, 2021. As a token of our appreciation for his dedicated service, we have a Crystal Award that states,
Steve, we would like to honor all of your time that you've dedicated and your work to create, build, and support the Indiana High School Bowling program. You have spent your years mentoring youth bowlers, coaches, and coordinators while growing a competitive high school program. So many of us have been fortunate to experience that with you, and we've watched you grow and put your blood, sweat, and tears into all of this. And I can't smile. You're going to make me cry. And now I am going to cry, and we're going to cherish those moments and memories forever. And I believe so many in this room, and I look at all of these young bowlers out there and how much you've influenced and impacted their life. And I can assure you, even me, we will miss you very much. So we'd like to present you with this award.
Thank you. I mean, I want to just start at the top of my list. I don't want to take a lot of time because that's not what you're here for. But first, I want to thank my wife, Cindy. Sarah's mentioned her. She has been the behind-the-scenes support for the last 15 years. Those nasty letters you coordinators get that you don't have information in, those all come from her. She's my staff, and she's one that does that checking. I also want to thank my brother Stan and my family. My start at the bowling center in Bluffton, but without Stan stepping up and taking over so I could get out and do this, I wouldn't have been here. Another that I don't know if I want to thank or to blame, she's mentioned Chuck Kane. 25 years ago or so, he asked me if I wanted to be on the state board. I asked what it was, and he lied to me, and I said yes, but that's what this developed into from that invitation by Chuck. In our early years, back in 99, 2000, when we first started, Heather Emmons was the executive director for the IBCA. Her and Jim Doty from Indianapolis helped me spearhead, get this thing going. Without their help, it wouldn't be. After that, Mark Schock from Indianapolis, he was our MC for this event. Whenever I had questions, Mark was my go-to guy. And now the last several years, it's been Scott. Whenever I have questions, and I don't burn his ears up, but Scott's my go-to guy. So I'm leaving this in good hands. My only regret, if there's a regret, that we didn't make ISHA like Sarah had mentioned. So my goal, my vision for you carrying on, work together, make it happen, we would profit, I think, with ISHA. There's some downside, but I see a lot more upside. Okay? We good? Thank you.
We're good, but we're not done.
Congratulations to Steve Kunkel on 20-plus years of service to the IHSBA. Let's give Steve another round of applause. So everything he's done for our children.
As well, we are unveiling the Steve Kunkel Sportsmanship Scholarship. It will be awarded annually to a girl and boy who exemplify traits like winning with dignity, losing with grace, respecting the game, embracing their team, and having a work ethic second to none, both on and off the lanes. Steve's legacy will continue in 2022 with the inaugural Steve Kunkel Sportsmanship Scholarship. Congratulations, Steve.
Again, all I can say is thank you. Thank you all. Without you guys, I mean, I'm up here, but you guys made it happen. Thanks and good luck.
And we're not finished yet. Steve's shoes will not be easily filled, but after vetting process, we are proud to announce that Brian Petrie will assume commissioner of high school bowling and middle school bowling programs effective July 1st. Brian has had many years. Brian's had many years of experience as a bowler, coach, conference coordinator, and the administrator of Indiana State USBC Youth Tournament. When you add Brian's energy and experience to the fantastic program Steve has built, you can rest assured Indiana will continue to be one of the premier high school bowling programs in the country. Please welcome Brian Petrie.
I'll be like Sarah. I will probably cry a little bit. But it's all because I flat out do this for you kids. 10 years ago, I got asked to be a coach. So coaches, I've been in your shoes. I know the struggles of getting in schools and getting participation and getting recognition just for your kids, just so they can get that acknowledgement. I then became a coordinator, and I saw the struggles of dealing with you coaches. Just kidding. But all the while for the last 10 years, I've done nothing but love these kids, love to see them succeed. I can flat out tell you, I'm looking around the crowd and I see, yep, I know you, yep, I know you, yep, I know you, and a lot of hays and highs. all I can say is that Steve and this organization has built a great program. All I'm trying to do is just guide that ship and lead it into the 2020s and see what I can do and do my best to get into the schools and keep growing this program. That's the best thing I can do for you guys. If there's anything I can ever do, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I probably won't respond. I'll do like Sarah. You said you just put my emails into a – I'm just kidding. No, you're fine. You know that I'm always there. Constantly coaches hit me up, ask me for questions. I want to be there for you guys. For nothing else, I'll wrap it up with this. Steve, thank you for everything. It took a great man to ask me to be coordinator, Tom Staten, who passed away. Unfortunately, he gave me the reins as a conference. I'll try not to screw it up and be the pain in the butt coordinator that you've had to deal with. So thank you for everything you've done, and I will do my best to carry on your guidance in the way the program was won. So thank you very much. I appreciate it, guys.
Thank you, Brian. I do have one last thing to say. We did mention the scholarship we are going to have in Steve's honor. There is also another scholarship. It's a Sally Kane Memorial Scholarship. If you're not familiar with the Indiana bowling scholarships that are available to you, I see so many of you that have so much potential, and there's so many opportunities available to you. Get with your coordinator, get with your coach, get with one of us. We would to see you continue through this sport and through college and continue to grow your education and your athletic time out on the lane. So thank you all so much and good luck today.
You guys are out.
ready?
All right, welcome back here to Pro Bowl West for the Indiana High School Bowling State Championship. Scott Gilmore and Mike Albee here in the broadcast booth. And, Mike, we got our 4 competitors here for both the boys and the girls. And it should be an exciting match, or I should say championship finals here, because we have some experience coming back here to the boys' side as well. And it should be Nathan Smith is our 4 seed from Noblesville. He'll take on a familiar face here from Lutheran High School in Indianapolis, Ryan Spears. So those two have been here before. They have a little bit of advantage. But, again, you know, you got to control the nerves and everything that comes into play here for this championship in order to come out on top.
Yeah, they just finished qualifying just, probably 30 minutes ago. So it's been quite a quick 3 games, really, but what a grueling tournament leading up to this, between, winning your sectionals and regionals and semi-states. I mean, it's a grueling event just to get to bowl in the state part of it, the state finals. But now they're to the Final Four. So the nerves will kick up, but like you said, experience goes a long way here.
Well, and you think you say experience, but look at our top 2 qualifiers on the girls' sides, both freshmen here. Our number 1 seed, Casey Kelly, and our number 2 seed, Lexi Jones. So both of those players are freshmen. So some inexperience
some coaches
there.
Are smiling, I'll tell you. Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. And again, we talk about this even when we are at like the Indiana Masters and the Queens. We talk about sometimes these young players don't know any different, do they?
No, they don't. And I mean, I can speak from example. Back from my very first title in 1979, it was the PBA National Championships. I had no idea. I thought it was a regular event until they told you how many. When you win, you got 7 years in the Tournament of Champions. There is something to be said about being young and naive because you don't know the pitfalls. You only know you're looking up and forward. And as later in your careers, you kind of learn the pitfalls. But yeah, exactly right. I mean, they'll go out there and hopefully be relaxed and just let it go.
Well, sometimes the older you get, your body doesn't listen to the mind all that well, does it?
Well, I'd probably know that a little better than you, but yeah.
Well, when we talk about experience, we have it on the men's side, and that is our number 4 seed, Nathan Smith from Noblesville, the senior. He qualified with the 635 series. He's got a lot of experience in this format and in this championship, as he's been here before, not only in singles, but he's been here with team, and that's got to be a little bit of an advantage for him as well.
Yeah, it's a big advantage. Because the bowling part, everybody has their own ideas on equipment to use, places to play on the lane, but you don't know, if you've never been here before, you don't know how mentally you're going to feel. Now all of a sudden you're in a live stream event. A lot of people are watching at home, and so that's something you don't learn. You have to experience, and until you get to it, there's going to be a few frames out there that they're kind of getting used to it if they've never been here before.
Well, and you look right now at both of these players in the first match, Nathan Smith from Noblesville and Ryan Spear from Lutheran, both of them two-handers, one left-handed, one right-handed. So a lot of power here. What's that going to do to the lane condition as these bowlers participate with this type of rev rate?
Well, it really depends on their equipment. I mean, that's going to be the biggest obstacle because of how quickly the lanes might change, whether it's moving oil from the front end of the lane to down the lane or actually just opening the lane up for them. So, since it's only one-game matches, it won't happen as quickly, especially when you've got a left-hander and right-hander. Now you don't have two of one side, so the sides should break down similarly after this game. But, it just really depends on a lot of factors out there. So the players coming on after these matches here should be watching to see how lanes are looking for them and how they're going to change.
Well, when we come back from this short timeout, we're going to have our first matches of the day here at the Indiana High School Bowling State Finals from Pro Bowl West in Fort Wayne. All right, welcome back here to the broadcast booth. Savage Bowling TV here. Scott Gilmore, Mike Albee, and we thank you for joining us this morning on a Saturday. It's supposed to be beautiful outside today in the 70s, I believe, but quite warm in here even as much as you anticipate the probably, I would say, the nerves and the excitement, trying to keep that adrenaline in check, right, in order to make great shots to, especially for these first matches. They're trying to run the table here.
Yeah, because, a bad break could knock you out of the chance. You definitely want to be the leader so you know you're guaranteed an opportunity to automatically be in the title match. But, the getting ready, these start and stops after 3 games of qualifying, now you're stopped and you practice. And so there's a lot of stop and go. But this is where the coaches can be a valuable asset, not only with the instruction and the expertise on the lane conditions, how they're changing, but keeping the bowler calm and in check as far as their emotions go.
All right, in our first match again on the girls' side, we're going to have pretty much most of the experience, Mike. We've got a sophomore and Megan Kennedy from Brownsburg taking on Carly Zucklin from Highland High School. She's just a sophomore. But really, in the grand scheme of things, there's a lot of young players in this telecast. We have a junior, 2 juniors, 2 sophomores. We have 2 freshmen. We only have 1 senior out of all of these kids. That's pretty amazing.
That's rare. I mean, from what we've seen the last several years, I mean, that's a rarity, and it's exciting for the coaches, exciting for the younger players to know that they have opportunities to go on and be back.
I think both players have completed their practice shots here. We want to thank you once again for watching the broadcast today here on Savage Bowling TV. Singles for the 2021 Indiana High School Bowling State Championships. Ryan Spear from Lutheran High School. He's been here before, and he's had some career here in the high school ranks, and he's still got a year left. He's only a junior, and he's going to give us our first shot of the day here on lane 49 and 50 for the boys, 45 and 46 for the girls.
What a great start.
And it does not lack power.
And a lot of power, yes. No, that was a great shot to start. That opening shot is a tough one. But obviously made good use of his practice balls and made a great opening shot.
Now you're going to get your first look here on the girls' side. Oh,
Beautiful
2 beautiful shots here.
And she was fairly lined up in practice as well. She made some great shots during practice watching just a short bit ago, but great start.
And that was Carly Zucklin from Highland High School, just a sophomore. Again, the girls' side here is extremely young. Now we're going to go right back over to lane 50 with Nathan Smith from Noblesville. And he rips the rack.
Well, we've seen some great starts.
And now your first look at Megan Kennedy for Brownsburg. And, well, we got strikes galore here, Mike.
Boy, that sends a great message for the day. I mean, it just made good use of their practice and great shots to start in the first frame.
Well, Megan, she qualified with a 5.57. Nathan Smith on the boys' side qualified 4th with a 6.35. The girls' side very, very tight. Only 32 pins separating 1st to 4th. Not so much on the boys' side. Hunter Thompson really kind of ran away with this from 4th place. He shot 7.29, so about 94 pins difference, but really tight on the girls' side. Oh,
beautiful.
Great
Beautiful
shot there. Now we're back over here on the girls. A little different this year, Mike, with all of the COVID. We've tried to separate the kids out a little bit more and to adhere to those rules. Ooh, trying for the late trip there on the 10.
That was about as near to 50% knocking that pin over as you can get.
Again, so much goes on to make this happen. So much work. Kids come from sectionals to regionals to semi-state, then to state, and to get to this point is such an accomplishment for these 4 kids on both sides, regardless of what happens.
Yeah, they started they started quite some time ago just to get to this point. So, you know, a lot of different centers they were bowled in to make it to this point. A lot of practice games. You know, it's just it's a lot of effort and work by the bowler, but the coaches and the teams.
Now back to Carly here. She comes in light. Ooh, trouble there.
Yeah, just might have missed a hit a little bit on that one. She's got a nice soft speed, so you'd hope to see that recover, but it's a makeable spare. The 2-4-10.
Now back to Ryan Spear.
Almost leaving a 7-10 on this. He threw pins. Looked like Jason Belmonte there, throwing pins all across the lane.
Well, speaking of Jason Belmonte, it's no shocker that that's his favorite pro. Got a shout out too. He's got Zach Weidman from Indianapolis listed. Zach with a lot of success here lately on the PBA Tour, and kind of nice to see the kids recognizing that too as well.
I mean, Zach has made a good name for himself right in his first season on the tour, so doing great, and things look very positive for his career, obviously. That's important for the players to get back. There you go, back striking after, you know, getting off the strikes.
Well, I will say this. It's amazing at how accurate Ryan is with as much head movement as he has at the release. Another split here for Carly. She's looking at back-to-back opens here early.
And that's easy to throw a shot like that, especially when you come in light on the last shot, so you kind of do a little bit of overcorrection. You know, she just want to make sure she gets the 4 and the 7, gets her count, 9 out, and then just let it be history and move on, and your next shot's what you want to worry about.
All right, now Nathan Smith here on right lane, lane 50. Comes in with a flat 7.
Yeah, we've seen plenty of those ourselves, I think, those 7 pins.
Well,
you know, it just looked like
more
a great
for me
shot.
than you.
No, I don't think so. Those are, I see those in sleep all the time still. Good shot, though. Good shot. He was on the front, too. And here's a perfect shot right there. Beautiful shot on lane 46.
Yeah, Megan's got a really nice release.
Good speed, yeah, good speed. And the ball revs up early enough and makes a nice move on the back for good carry.
Really reading the right part of the lane when you see that.
It looked really good.
Spare for Nathan. Want to thank Storm Bowling for their contribution and sponsorships here of the IHSB Indiana High School Bowling and the state finals. Jordan Richards was here earlier, PWBA star, as Megan leaves a flat 10.
Another good shot. Just ball just wanted to go a little bit long. Didn't quite get that snap on the back, but makeable spare, obviously. And as we all know, spares are hugely important here to keep the momentum going and not give away some easy pins.
Early 9-pin lead here for Nathan. 4th frame. Oh,
wow.
No chance by the 7-pin there.
I don't think the 1 pin ever left it was off never touched the deck and just, you know, straight and got the 7 out of there. Perfect. Good spare by Megan.
And if you're following along the chat, we appreciate you following with us here on Savage Bowling TV as we present you the singles portion of the Indiana High School Bowling State Finals. Now we're going to get another look here at Ryan Spear working on a strike, 4th frame.
Beautiful, beautiful shot.
No doubter there.
Yeah, that puts him right back in the match.
Well, after Megan Kennedy spared in the 4th, back-to-back opens here. Big shot here for Carly early in this match.
Nice shot. Anytime you see that 6-pin hit that 10 out of there, you know the ball was released well, and it did everything it needed to do, and what a great shot.
Now Ryan Spear can take a 11-pin lead here. And he does with a great shot, 5th.
You know, the only thing you can say about that shot, Scott, is perfection. I mean, it was just from the start to finish. Wow, beautiful shot.
Now, a big shot here. That's got to hurt. Yep, you're right. And trouble again.
Yeah, just kind of lost that one a little bit off the bottom of her swing, and the ball just didn't recover in time. But once again, this is a makeable spare.
She's playing much farther left than what Megan is.
Yeah. And that's probably due to the speed, just a little softer with her speed. But she's got a great game. She gets to the foul line very well. And like I said, it's tough to get out there and throw those shots when you're the only one throwing the ball in a 56-lane center. You're the only one throwing right now. So that's something to get used to.
Yeah, very quiet in here. Oh, stone 8-pin for Nathan. And
Now, those will definitely wake you up at night. That was a great shot.
An opportune time, that is for sure.
This has a chance. Oh, just sat there. That was a good shot. Junior.
All right, back to Megan Kennedy here after Nathan picks up the spare.
Beautiful shot.
Well, that ball was really going through the
Online.
pins.
Yeah, that was online. That was a great shot.
I really like her line of where she's playing. I kind of like the tighter line.
She's not giving the pocket up. Yeah,
Straighter, kind of greater. Even both Ryan and Nathan with all the power and revolutions they put on the bowling ball, they're playing pretty straight.
Yeah.
Not a lot of hook there.
It's going to be interesting to see if either one of those goes to the title match and how much they're going to have to make an adjustment. But right now, you just continue to do what you can do to strike.
Oh, he just shreds the rack there.
There's not an issue with power with either one of the boys at this point. Wow, great shot.
I
There's
believe
power for you. Great shot.
And if I remember right, Mike, I believe Nathan Smith has signed with Wichita State for college, and that's a big program there on the collegiate ranks.
Yeah, there are a lot of colleges that are very, very strong. Wichita has the history to back it up, and it's a great program, great coaching, great city and town. It's a great place to go if you're a bowler, for sure.
It's a big shot right now for Carly. She's working on an open 6 frame. That ball's got to hurry, and it does.
Made it.
Oh,
Like you said, good shot. Good shot.
tomahawked the 4-pin out of there.
She's very solid at the foul line. Just she's had a couple shots where the ball kind of leaked a little bit out and didn't make it return, but that was a great shot.
She's down 36. She can cut it to 26 here with a strike in the 7th. Now back to Ryan Spear, and boy, he is on the strike train.
Boy, that ball hits the pins, and they are off the deck quick. Great shot.
Neither Nathan nor Ryan look nervous whatsoever. They've been here before. She's really struggling here with just missing the head pin right.
Just a bit, yeah. It's very close.
Leaving that 2-pin again.
And, it's easy to get your adrenaline up once the lights come on, I guess you could say, and maybe give it a little too much, speed and make the ball just skid that much farther to where it's a difference between that 2-pin and a strike.
Now, really important here shot for Nathan. Working on a strike in the 6th, 7th frame, right lane. Oh, beauty.
Beautiful shot. Just think he's got a solid 8 that really hurt him right there on that lane last time, but that was a great shot too. He hasn't thrown a bad shot, but neither has his opponent. Good spare.
He's down 21. He can cut it to 11 here.
Yeah, he's going to have to keep the heat on just in case he gets an opportunity to get back in.
I mean, you're thinking yourself, you got 109 in the 5th frame with a chance if you strike out for 259 and you're down 21.
Yeah. I mean, you're looking at a long road up. That's why you got to keep striking to keep sending the message.
Now Megan Kelly again on the right lane. Oh, wow. She has got a great look.
Both these girls just have a great physical game. They hit the ball just a beautiful approach to the foul line and good strong release.
Oh, beautiful shot there from Nathan. And you got a feeling, Mike, that this boys match here in match number 1 is going to come down to the 10th frame.
Yeah, I don't know what we're going to see after this, but wow, just great shot making.
Megan Kelly in full control here with a 3-bagger now in the 8th frame. Oh, and leaves a solid 7. Wow.
Beautiful shot. Yeah, those hurt, but in her match, she's got a pretty good lead, so it's just make your spares so you don't give your opponent an opportunity to get back in.
Well, there's no quit in that game right there. Kind of gives you the feel that maybe he got away with one there.
Yeah, he seemed to, just body language seemed to tell you that he wasn't all that confident with that, but it looked pretty darn good to me. And on the scoreboard, it looks just as good.
Well, all those guys that are adult bowlers now that bowl tournaments, they're watching Ryan Spear bowl right now and think, you know what, in a few years we're gonna have to put up with this kid on a bigger scale.
Well, I mean, also if there's any college coaches out there looking, here's somebody you want to keep an eye on.
Ooh, fast 8.
But that's the break that you give your opponent, and you just never know. I mean, the way their guys are hitting the pocket and striking, it's hard to believe there's ever a time when they leave something. But
and the bucket for Carly.
yeah, just having the ball just not quite getting out of that line and making enough on the back end. And I think she's increased her speed a little bit.
Well, now that kind of opened the door a little bit for Nathan Smith, because now he controls his own destiny.
Yeah, the 8 count was very crucial. Great spare. Great spare.
Match number 1 is pretty much in the books for the girls' side. Like to see Carly get lined up here and finish out the game strong, but
I really think she's lined up. It's just she's just a hair off. It could be speed, it could be angle a little bit, but watching the 4 players we're watching now, and we're looking for some excitement in the state of Indiana here because the players are solid players.
that was much straighter, and she crosses over, leaving the 10-pin, and now here's a must-strike situation for Nathan. Got that in, Mike. Oh, and it held a little bit. That looked a little bit right of target.
Yeah, with body language, tell you, yeah, he wasn't as confident as he wanted to be on that either. But boy, that was high flush, and he needed it.
Neither one of these two kids are going to flinch.
It's down to the 10th.
And 10-pin conversion for Carly.
Good spare.
Well, I tell you what, Mike, her spare shooting has been really good. She's just had a few where she's missed right and left herself splits.
Yeah, and she paid the penalty. Yeah,
Yep.
she paid the penalty on the splits, which really kind of put her behind in the match. But her opponents bowled a great game.
The most Carly can shoot is 169, and really any pins here on this shot will pretty much win match number 1 for Megan. And you got to think that she's got the ball reaction to go a long way in this bracket.
Well, and Megan needs to keep her concentration, and she has the match 1. She needs to continue to make good shots so that she's ready to go in the next match. More speed.
And he got it right. He got it left, though.
Yeah, more speed.
Ball does not hook. And now, this is a tough spare. The bucket. And if he converts the bucket and strikes, that's 235. So really, Ryan Spear is going to need a good count on the first ball and a spare. Nathan Smith had a chance to shut out Ryan Spear.
Yeah, he needed all 3, but that would have done it. So 6 count, that's a tough one. But you got to get this spare to have a chance.
Oh, and he opens in the 10th.
That's hard to do.
223. Now Ryan Spear just needs good count here on the first ball as Megan picks up the bucket. Tough break for the senior there from Noblesville to finish the game out. He had bowled so good leading up into that 10th frame, and he, like you said, Mike, just kind of amped one up a little bit.
Yeah, and you just wonder if it was an adjustment off the frame before that. We got in a little bit, but, tough to beat that right there. Great match, though. Great players, great bowlers. Same way on good finish. That's a good message for Megan to send to the next match. She threw it well again, and now Carly will just finish on the 10th frame and just try to finish the game out strong. And it's a learning process, and she'll have more experience for next year when she comes back.
Got a little note here from Steve Kunkel. And speaking of Steve, really nice ceremony leading off our broadcast here with the announcement of Steve's retirement and Sarah French and Scott Devers. And, really nice send-off for Steve, who's done so much for high school bowling here in the state of Indiana.
Yeah, I mean, high school bowling is here and at its pace because of Steve and the work he's put in all these years. And, everybody loves him. He does a great job. And, his name's going to be with the scholarship. And so we'll always remember Steve for what he's done. And even though he's not going to be doing what he's doing behind the microphone and making all the rules, he's going to come back and watch because he loves this too much. But just a tremendous person and has done a great job for the industry and here. We're lucky.
And
We're
he's
lucky.
been involved in the sport of bowling, not only in high school bowling, but with, the center in Bluffton and selling that off to E.J. Tackett's family. And so Steve's been around the sport for a long, long time, and I agree with you. We'll continue to do that. And the note that he gave me is that he's pretty sure all 4 bowlers on the boys' side are two-handed. Might be the first time in Indiana high school bowling history that our 4 finalists are all two-handed. And winners of our first match here on the girls' side, Megan Kennedy defeats Carly Zucklin 219 to 143, and Ryan Spear defeats Nathan Smith 258 to 223. We'll be back after this short timeout for match number 2 here at the Indiana High School State Singles Finals from Pro Bowl West in Fort Wayne. All right, here we are back at Pro Bowl West here in Fort Wayne, Indiana for the Indiana High School State Singles Championships. And our first match, Ryan Spear defeated Nathan Smith from Noblesville 258 to 223 in a high-scoring match. Megan Kennedy, the junior from Brownsburg, defeated Carly Zucklin, the sophomore from Huntington, 219 to 143. Scott Gilmore, Mike Albee here in the broadcast booth. And an open frame early for Lexi Jones from Columbus North. Only a freshman here. And Ryan Spear right back on the strike train. And Lexi didn't realize, but I know her dad, Chris Jones, used to be in the Muncie area, is now living in Columbus. And that's Chris's daughter, Lexi, from Columbus North. And no surprise, her favorite bowlers are Matt Sanders and Chris Prather.
Good choices, yeah, very
Matt
good choices.
Sanders from the Columbus area, and now Megan Kennedy with a 10-pin. And our first look at Wesley Boyd Jr. from Connorsville High School. His favorite pro, no surprise, Jason Belmonte. Two-hander here. He finished first in sectionals, second in regionals, and just made it into state with a sixth-place finish. Oh, my goodness. I'm so glad you pointed that out.
Yeah,
what a shot there.
Yeah, good start.
And his only comment on his sheet was, Morgan, will you go out with me? So, Morgan, if you're out there watching, hey, you know what? You're going to be bowling with the famous, or going out with the famous guy here. Made the TV show at the State Singles Championships. And I'm not sure we've ever had that before.
You may have started something, I don't know. Yeah.
Chat room should blow up now, huh? And now Ryan Spear working on a strike.
Oh.
Ooh, trouble.
Yeah, he's shocked by that. I mean, that ball definitely made a move much quicker than he was looking for.
Nice spare there from Megan Kelly on the 2-4-10. And now the 4-10 for Ryan Spear. Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Gave it a go. But, boy, Wesley Boyd comes out strong, Mike, with a double, and now
this early in the match, you got to go for that. I mean, you lose a pin and count, but you need to give it a shot.
now first time Ryan's been really trailing in a match all day. Lexi with a nice shot there with a 10-pin leave. And
yeah, it'll be interesting to see if it was something that Ryan felt like he did, or if it's the lane change. But
oh, there, get down, 10-pin.
I'm speechless. There's just too much power. Wow, that was a great shot.
I'm not sure if the head pin got it or not, but something.
Well, it went way in front. I think something else got it.
Something was leaning on it.
Wow, great shot. And those are the ones to me. That's why I never looked when I was bowling somebody else. I didn't want to see that because the power, and you end up going out there trying to do what they're doing. So it's important to stay within your own game.
And now back to Wesley here on the right lane, working on a double. Oh yeah,
good shot.
Oh, and Lexi comes in light, leaving the 2-7-8.
Makeable shot.
Get my workout here on pin leaves here. Got to know your rack, right?
And if you watch the girls, I mean, it seems like the ball every now and then will want to kind of squirt a little bit to the right and not recover in time. And, it could be the power difference. It could be the lanes are a little tighter. It could be a little more ball speed. It could be anything that causes that. But we seem to be consistently being done so far.
And Lexi misses the spare, leaving the 8-pin, and Wesley comes right back, striking here in the fourth. He's got front four, and he's really put the pressure now on Ryan Spear.
Well, obviously he made some great adjustments in practice and got lined up very quickly to come out with the front four.
Well, his coaches, Caleb and Michael, down there helping him out, giving him advice. And really, to be honest, Mike, we really need to give a shout out to all of the coaches in Indiana High School bowling. These guys volunteer their time and their energy and their efforts to really grow these kids, not only as bowlers, but as men and women here. And you really got to give your hats off to them.
Yeah, the time and effort they put in that, and help groom these young people to be adults and to understand the pressures, but just get the most out of bowling. And as a bowling proprietor, it's just it's greatly appreciated, and what they do, and for to be on a podcast and TV, and it's just something that will send them on to their future.
Tough break there from Ryan Spear. Just ripped the rack and left a stone 7-pin.
We weren't sure where the headpin went last time. I'm not sure where it went I'm not sure it's even out there anymore. I mean, he is hitting the pin so hard.
Now Megan Kelly on a spare, 4th frame. Comes in light.
Oh,
Wait for it. Nope. 2-pin stands. Ryan Spears probably thinking, I need to throw some strikes here, just to let Wesley know I'm not going anywhere.
Exactly.
Oh, there it is, too. Oh, just enough there from.
Just got to touch them. Yeah, you just got to knock them over. Yep.
That is evident there.
And you can tell the coaches that are here today not only have the knowledge of the game, physical game and lane conditions and that, but they know how to handle the pressure. They're keeping the kids relaxed, and still it's tough to stay relaxed and focused.
Oh, man, the 6-pin did its job on the 10 there. Lexi coming in high, leaving the 3-6. And boy, Wesley Boyd is lined up.
Well, I think if you look at the 5 strikes he has, they've all hit the pocket in different angles and different spots, but they've all struck. That's the most important part, that he can hit about anywhere around the head pin and strike. Lexi just wants to make sure he gets her spares and stays close in this one.
Ooh, it's in the gutter, and she opens again for the 3rd time in 4 frames. Remember, Lexi, just a freshman. Oh. Boy, these guys are fearless, Mike.
I know.
Yeah,
absolutely
great shots. Fearless.
Well, Lexi just needs to take a deep breath, and she's got a good approach to the line and solid at the foul line, and just hit the target, and 1 frame at a time from here on out.
This looks better shot. Oh, and the ball hooks. Wow.
Yeah, I would have thought that was a strike there. That ball just wanted to break loose there at the end. And
oh, he needed that one right there. Comes in high. Lucky the 4-pin trips late. Not much you can do when your opponent starts out front 6, right? And
no,
the only thing you do is throw strikes,
yeah,
right?
there's a lot of pressure on you to try to do that, and then you start trying to strike before you throw it. You don't let the ball get out there and do its thing. So kind of get over anxious at times when you do that. It's tough to just take a deep breath and dial back, but it's also important the person that's got the strikes to still keep that focus and keep driving forward.
Now Megan working on a spare. She comes in high, leaving the 3-6-10. Not an easy spare there either.
It's starting to look like the balls are breaking loose there a little bit now when they try to go more direct or stay direct, and the ball wants to break a little sharply on the back and go a little too soon.
Nice shot there from Ryan in the 7th, but he's in big trouble. He's going to have a lot of help.
And strikeout.
And good conversion for Megan. The Spartans from Connorsville High School. And we have do we have the mascot? The Saints from Lutheran. Always like to find out what those mascots are. Ooh. 7th frame, string comes to an end with the bucket. Not an easy spare. What'd you see there, Mike?
I think he just got the foul line a little quick, but he thought he threw it good. Ball just seemed like it went down the lane a little bit farther, and it made its move, but it just was too late. The key there is you just don't want to confuse yourself, when you get to those points. And you definitely don't want to try to miss spares because you want to make sure you keep that lead going. Great shot here. Oh,
Comes in
looks like she might have made a move there, a little bit more in.
Yeah.
Good spare.
2-9 or 2-8, excuse me, and yeah, great spare there from Wesley on the bucket. That just, you don't want to give Ryan any openings.
Yeah, any hope there, yeah.
And fill frames, and you've struck enough to start the game out. If you fill frames, not sure Ryan can catch you. But wow, how strong is this Noblesville team, Mike, when you have Nathan Smith and Hunter Thompson on the same team? And
yeah, I'm sure they're looking forward to this afternoon as well. Now that came in light again, but it had an opportunity to strike unlike the bucket.
check that. Actually, Hunter bowls for Daleville. I thought his shirt was very similar to the Noblesville shirt when I quickly looked over there at him practicing. But
good shot by Lexi there. Good strike.
Another good spare there for Wesley.
Lexi, last release was nice and down the lane. Used the back end and hit half pocket. 5-pin did all the damage to the 7. Now she can just put another good shot right behind it to get back in this one.
Oh, wow. Bucket +1. And just shreds the rack. We're going to be hearing from this Ryan Spear kid for a while here in the state, if he sticks around in this state per se.
Yeah,
he's only a junior for Lutheran. Leaving the 4-8 for Lexi and another open frame. And right now, Megan Kelly pretty much on cruise control in her match.
And she's been able to do that by making all spares. There's been some difficult spares, but she's just taken her time and made spares. It definitely looks a little tricky to get to the pocket consistently at this point.
Now right lane. Looking for her first strike in the game here. Ooh, she leaves the 2-10. Ball not quite finishing like it was early. Adjustment need to be made there?
Well, I think the issue I see too is when she goes a little more direct like she did the last game that held up and threw a good strike, that ball wants to break loose and go through the head pin. So, yeah, I'm going to have to move my feet in a little bit farther in and just kind of keep the speed a little slower and because the outside looks tricky. It looks like it wants to hang.
Now 7-pin conversion here for Wesley. And that needs to, it hooked finally. Right now he just needs to stay behind the foul line here and he'll win his match. Most Ryan can shoot is 225. Now in our girls match, 177 pace for Megan Kelly. 168 max score for Lexi Jones, and a 10-pin there for Megan.
Yeah, much better angle to the pocket. I'm sure she would love to have that 10-pin out of there, but just make your spares here and continue to lead. That's the key.
Boy, Wesley Boyd's averaged 241 on the season. That's just unbelievable.
That is unbelievable. That's a great season.
I mean, look, the averages for all these boys. Ryan Spear, 228. Hunter Thompson, 228. Just absolutely amazing at what these kids can shoot on a regular basis. And
nope. Yeah, he just wants to continue to make his spares and use this fill ball to get relined up.
Yeah, what do you see here with Wesley starting out with the front 6 and now in 4 consecutive shots has not struck?
Yeah, got a great shot by Lexi. She needed that. She's still in this if she can get a couple in the 10th, couple strikes in the 10th frame.
Opens in the 10th.
Yeah, that's not what you want to do. Obviously, I'm sure he didn't want to do that either, but you'd like to have that fill ball to continue to line up and maybe get another shot to see how the lanes, if it's yourself or the lanes changing a bit. But he'll be able to do that this next match. He gets to advance.
Yeah, most Ryan Spear can shoot is 225. Any good shot here, and
Oh,
a
a
strike
big break.
for Lexi Jones.
Now, she's moved in just a little bit.
Well, this match is not over on the girls' side.
No.
And she doubles in the 8th and 9th. Now that's going to force Megan to keep filling frames here.
Yeah, those are two great shots by Lexi Jones.
Max score for Megan is 197, but going at a 177 pace. A lot of bowling left. And she comes in and rips the rack on the right lane. And the season comes to an end on the single side for Ryan Spear from Lutheran. He shoots 191. Wesley Boyd will advance to take on Hunter Thompson from the sophomore from Daleville.
Great run by Ryan. Good run today. Bowled very well. You know, Megan Kennedy, the last shot she threw was so confident. I mean, much more like the first game where she just looked like she was very confident, just like this one. I mean, she got it wide, but I still think she looked much more confident in those shots, much more at the bottom of her swing. There was no hesitation. She might have missed her target a little bit to the right to get it to delay, to leave this, 2-4-5, but much more confident in what she was trying to do.
And she's got to make this to lock up her match. So not the spare you really want to shoot at to win a match.
There is no spare that you want to leave.
Oh, and she covers it.
Though. That was pretty good.
Pressure shot there.
And it's important, too, not only that, but it gives her another opportunity to throw another ball, which is basically a practice ball, for this to lead her into the next match. But after struggling early, Lexi Jones came back and has, threw two great shots. So, she's done a great job to get herself at least an opportunity to win, although Megan Kennedy is now, locked it up. But ball change.
Comes in high. I was wondering if we'd see a little bit of a ball change. Looks like maybe it's going a little bit longer.
Yeah.
.175 for Megan Kelly. That'll be enough to defeat Lexi Jones. And she will advance to take on Casey Kelly, the freshman from Jimtown. Be nice to see Lexi Jones finish strong here. Comes in.
Well, that
high.
looked like a good shot, too. I thought it was a great shot. She threw it well. Ball just broke loose at the end. I'm sure Lexi's disappointed, but she's got a great game, and I think we'll see more of her in the future.
Only a freshman from Columbus North. And she'll finish her game with an open in the 10th. And a 133. So your winners here in match number 2. Wesley Boyd defeats Ryan Spear 232 to 191, and Megan Kelly wins her second consecutive match over Lexi Jones 175 to 133. We'll come back here after this short break for our championship match on both the boys and the girls side. Our state championship winners just down the road. We'll be back right after this. All right, welcome back here to Pro Bowl West, Fort Wayne, Indiana. This location for the Indiana High School Bowling State Finals here. Singles portion of our show. Scott Gilmore, Mike Albee here in the broadcast booth. We thank you for watching the action here this morning. We're just a match away, Mike, from finding out who's going to be our singles champion on both the boys and girls. It's going to come down to Wesley Boyd and Hunter Thompson on the boys and Casey Kelly and Megan Kennedy on the girls. Should be exciting.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen some pretty good matches so far, and, now the pressure's down. Earlier, if you win, you continue on, but this is actually for the state title. So this is where, if you win this one, you're the champion.
One thing we always talk about in bowling, obviously there's no prize money here in this, but, the money might be gone, but you can never take away the title from your resume. And this is a big deal in the high school ranks.
And your name is going to be on the list every time when they look at state champions. Your name's going to be there, and so yeah, it's they've got their practice in, and now it looks like they're getting scores ready. But this little lull doesn't help either, because I think after practice they were ready to go. But here we go.
All right, Casey Kelly leading off here for the girls. She comes in high, leaving just the 6-pin, and now Wesley Boyd here on the right lane, or left lane for the boys, comes in high, and he leaves a 3-6.
Yeah, I definitely think we're seeing some changing because the ball wants to seem to break a little early or break loose, and then they go high. But the adjustments are minor. I think that the kids are just trying to stay close as they can to where they've been playing. So. Good spare, good start.
And both players spare here, and now Megan Kennedy Mike, has on her third match. She was the 3 seed in this, and so now do you feel like she's got maybe a little bit of an advantage on the girls' side, having some more time and knowing what the lanes are doing?
I think she's got a little bit that they're starting to change a bit, so I think she has a little bit of an idea where but you got to go out there and make good shots so you're not faking yourself out. You want to make sure that your shots are clean and good.
Wow.
Extra speed, yeah. Oh, a big break.
Megan Kennedy comes in a little high but trips out the 6 late. Our first look right there at Hunter Thompson.
And he's got more speed than the other 3 two-handers have had.
Sophomore here from Daleville. The Broncos are the mascot, and he finished first in sectionals, third in regionals, and third in semi-state. His favorite pro bowler, Kyle Sherman.
Wait a minute, is that a misspell of Jason Belmonte? Wow, great speed.
Oh, and the
and power
flies
and
across
power.
And just tomahawks the 10 out as Megan Kennedy leaves a 7-pin there. Again, want to thank you for watching here on Savage Bowling TV. Unfortunately, we can't do a lot of the chat here this morning because chat is busy switching back and forth on cameras. So we appreciate you tuning in and chatting away, and we love to hear from you. Ooh, trouble here for Wesley.
That's 2 shots in a row. The ball's broken a little early, but you can tell that Hunter, I mean, he's got so much more speed. His ball's not seeing that.
And coaches here, Mike, for Hunter Thompson. Josh Myers, bowler here, left-hander, bowls a lot of the big state events. Shelby New as well. So, and Michelle Thompson. So we all are familiar with Shelby. And now another look here after the open frame in the 3rd frame for Wesley, left lane.
Moves in.
Ball didn't finish.
It did not.
You don't like to see that when you make an adjustment, do you?
No, not at all.
Ooh. And Casey misses the spare, leaves the 10, taking just the 6th. So open frame in the 2nd frame for Casey. Freshman from Jimtown, the Jimmies. And again, both the number 1 and 2 seeds, both freshmen. So these girls have are just getting started in their high school careers.
Good spare. That's a tough one. That's a good spare, though.
Washout.
She's probably got more ball speed than Megan, but you know, it's just didn't quite make it up. But they're playing the angle. They're trying to guide it in there a little bit.
Now Hunter, big kid too, really tall in stature. Really gets down at the foul line for such a big player. Fortunate to leave just the 6 pin.
Good try by Casey, trying to slide that head pin across into the 10. You know, this is where Megan Kennedy is. She won the last match because of all the spares she was able to make. You know, even difficult ones. So, and we can see it's going to be very important to continue to make those spares. It looks like in the girls' match.
Now back to Megan Kennedy here on the right lane. Ooh.
That looked like the first, except she struck in the first match, but that looked like one of the best shots she's had since the first match.
Solid 10 pin there.
And she's got a smile on her face. That's good. She's doing a good job out there of staying close and making good shots enough to win, and that's what's she's got a good lead here, but you got to continue to make good shots.
Good spare there for Megan. Apologize earlier. I kept calling her Megan Kelly. And we have Casey Kelly and Megan Kennedy, so I apologize that to all of the Megan fans out there. She's done quite well so far this morning.
Good break, breaking that down, but now we've seen his ball break early.
Ooh, way right. Lucky.
Yeah, a lot of help. Got that's a good 8 there. That's a good 8. Yeah.
Absolutely. Fortunate to leave just the 2-4.
And it looks like she's just trying to make sure keeps her speed up to keep the ball in line, and just feet got too fast and the ball shot to the right off her hand.
Oh. And Hunter misses the 6 pin. And his lead just vanished.
Good spare.
All right, now back to Wesley Boyd here. Working on a spare in the 4th frame. Oh, beautiful shot.
Good shot.
Now Casey Kelly here. She wanted to make sure we gave a shout out to her coaches, Bree and Dwayne, for all their help, and especially to her dad as well, and for their help and support this season. She is a Daria Pio fan from PWBA Star. Of course, the PWBA getting ready to start their season back up here in a few weeks.
And Daria was just allowed to come back in the country, so
yeah,
which is she's one of the great power players there on the ladies tour.
Oh, and she misses the head pin right. Opens again in the 4th. And you got to wonder too, Mike, is the lack of experience playing into a little bit of a factor here for the girls' side?
Well, I think it plays into the fact that, you know, it's almost like a snowball going down the hill. You know, it just starts going faster and faster when you have an open. So this is where you just kind of got to step back, and I know the coaches are talking to her in between and getting her to relax a bit, and that's the key. You settle back down, take a deep breath. Everything out of your hand is already over. You just look forward, one shot at a time.
Now, 5th frame here after that open. And she comes in, crossing the head pin, fortunate to leave just the 7. And now Hunter Thompson, after Wesley doubles, to take a 9-pin lead. Right now, he looks like everything is fast.
Yeah, you can tell he's overhitting. I mean, he has a lot of power anyway, but the first 2 shots he threw, he got projected down the lane well and kind of waited on that release, where now it's turning too early, and it's just the ball's just hooking way too early. Boy, he's got a lot of power, though.
That needs to hang on,
and
it does. And Hunter Thompson led the way in qualifying on the boys' side with 7:29. Casey Kelly led the way with 5:84. Again, only 20 actually 32 pins separating the top to the bottom. So really tight there for the girls' side.
I think we're seeing the nerves of the title match and the state championship by all 4 of the bowlers. Doing a little early turning, and there's a great shot by Megan Kennedy. And that was another shot like she made in the first match. Waited on it at the bottom of the swing, good power, good speed.
Oh, wow, that just...
And see, even though it looked like he just lifted and had so much power, he waited on that. When he looked at the ones that broke loose and hooked high, he got around them so much earlier. And I think it's just a matter of being over anxious. You're trying to strike before it's out of your hand. So everybody just, you just need deep breaths and one shot at a time and kind of calm things down a little bit.
Comes in light, washout split for Megan. Now working on a double, and
Beautiful
Wesley
shot.
Strikes in the 6th. Nine-pin lead here for Wesley. Through 6, he can increase that to 19 with a strike here in the 7th. Now Megan Kennedy looking to convert a difficult spare here. And she leaves the 10.
I mean, she missed that by about an inch. That was a great shot. Great try.
105 in the 6th now. Big shot here from Casey Kelly, too, as well. But we'll get a look at Wesley Boyd first here in the 7th.
Gave her room. Good shot.
Beautiful shot.
He's made a great adjustment. He's moved his angle in a little bit.
I think, like you made a comment, too, a little bit, is adjusting that speed, waiting for it a little bit, too. Sometimes it's not moving left or right. It's adjusting that speed by just, maybe 0.5 of a mile an hour, right?
Yeah, because that way you can project it down instead of making it read the lane earlier. You're getting it through that, but still having the power it can use on the back end.
And now Hunter Thompson on a strike. Cut that deficit back to 9, and he comes in crossing the head pin.
You are needed on the phone and the counter as soon as possible, please. Brian Petrie, you are needed on the phone as soon as possible at the counter.
And that's a big miss there for Hunter Thompson late in this game in the 7th frame, right after your opponent has figured things out on your pair with the last 4 strikes.
Yeah, it's something he's got to make the spare and then move on to the next frame, but he's got to start building because he's running out of time.
Oh, and he chops the 6 off the 10. Ooh.
Good shot. That was one of the best shots of the match.
That 4-pin stands for Casey. And now Hunter Thompson, he's going to have...
he gets as much lift and power on those spares as he does his first ball. Wow, just so much power.
Well, he needs to strike right here in the 8th frame. As Casey misses the 4-pin, and fortunate that the 10 falls late, but he's lost now.
Yeah, he just forced that one. He's trying to force it through the front, and it just that one he got way wide. And once again, I think you find out when you get in these pressure situations, everything speeds up. Your feet, everything. So it's tough to keep dialed back.
Well, Coach Myers and Coach New need to probably settle Hunter down a little bit. I imagine the adrenaline is flowing through the body pretty heavy as he goes for the 1-2-8 spare. And he converts it after Megan Kelly strikes in the 7th. And right now, it's advantage Megan Kennedy and advantage Wesley Boyd. Casey Kelly with 77 in the 7th. And Megan Kennedy here with a strike in the 7th, looking for another one in the 8th.
Great
and
shot.
She gets it.
Yeah.
Nice shot by Megan Kennedy as Wesley Boyd strikes in the 8th for a 5-bagger. And Megan Kennedy in full control. And right now, Casey Kelly, after an open frame in the 7th, Mike, she's in a must-strike situation here.
I'd just like to see her settle back down and just be smooth, and that's pretty good there. Yep, good
Oh,
shot.
great shot from
Much smoother.
Casey
You
Kelly.
can just see at the bottom of the swing, her follow-through goes all the way through it. There's no, your feet aren't moving too fast, so your body's swinging to the side. That was a perfect shot.
Now ninth frame here for Wesley Boyd Jr. from Connorsville. Quitter 10.
Just fill the frames down, make your spares, and good shot.
Now back to Casey here on the left lane, lane 45. Well, that's going.
Just wanted to help it a little bit. Yep, but
And
she'll take that.
she'll get the
take
break.
that.
We'll take a Brooklyn as Wesley converts the 10. And now Megan Kennedy here with a double in the 7th and 8th, looking for another strike here in the 9th. And a strike here, Mike, would pretty much wrap things up for Megan Kennedy.
Yeah, her last two shots were excellent. Great shots. Gave the ball a chance to strike, and they did.
And both players coming in high, and that'll pretty much wrap things up there for Wesley Boyd, as right now with a spare in the 9th and 3 strikes in the 10th, you're looking at 193 max score, and Wesley Boyd already at 195.
I mean, if you look at the boys' match, Wesley Boyd has definitely made the right adjustments, in his 2 matches.
Good spare there from Megan Kennedy. And another open frame for Hunter Thompson. And really, he started off strong.
The first 2, they were perfect. But like I said, you get that adrenaline going. You start out with a double, and that's exciting, and it's tough not to, because the adrenaline just changes your point of release and can really get you in trouble.
All right, Hunter Thompson going to finish out his 10th frame here.
7:29 to lead. Wow, what a great score, though.
Yeah, led the TV pair or TV finalists by almost 100 pins. Shows you how strong he bowled. We'll hear a lot more from the sophomore from Daleville. And he's got some good coaches helping him out, and Josh Myers and Shelby New. Shelby knows what it takes to win at a high level.
Yes, she does.
Hunter Thompson finishes with a 161.
He's going to be disappointed, but what a great tournament he's had all the way through the earlier rounds and even into today. He'll be back for sure. He's a great game.
And a 10-pin for Megan Kennedy.
And Megan has been solid all 3 matches, just did some strikes when she needed to and made a lot of spares that she needed to cover, made great adjustments from match to match. The junior wins a state title.
Yes.
Great job by
Megan Kennedy, the junior from Brownsburg, the Bulldog, takes home the women's singles state championship. And now the icing on the cake for Wesley Boyd, the junior from Connorsville, the Spartans, as he will take home the boys' single state championships here. And again, up and down for, all these players. You had Hunter Thompson off on a great start, and you had Wesley Boyd shaky start, spare, open, spare. Hunter Thompson starts out double 9 spare, and then all of a sudden the tides turned as Wesley Boyd figured things out in the 4th frame to strike 5 times in the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th to propel himself into that state championship.
Yeah, he earned it and made the right moves to win it, and great state champion. Great bowling by all the bowlers today.
All right, your winners here. Your champions on the girls' side. The junior, Megan Kennedy from Brownsburg. She defeats Casey Kelly, 192 to 132. And Wesley Boyd, the junior from Connorsville, the Spartans, takes home the win. He defeats Hunter Thompson, 223 to 161. We'll come back. We'll try to get a word in maybe with each player here on Savage Bowling TV. We thank you for watching the Indiana High School Bowling Single State Championships.
just going to ask you a question about it.
Yes, I am.
All right, welcome back here to Savage Bowling TV for the Indiana High School Bowling Single State Championships. We're going to send it lane side to Mike Albee, who has the winner on the girls' side, Megan Kennedy. Mike?
Megan, congratulations on some great bowling. The state champion, how does it feel?
It feels awesome. I don't really have the words to describe it. You know, this is something that I've always really wanted to get and achieve, and so it's great to have now.
Well, you made great shots. I mean, you made a lot of spares, difficult spares, but you seemed to figure it out to get some strikes, especially at the last game where you got a double that really put it away for you. What was there any things you were seeing with the lanes? Were they changing for you at all?
Especially since I had, bowled the 3 games on them. They were definitely getting drier, and not a ton. It was just making sure I hit my mark the same way every time.
Well, you did a great job of it, and congratulations to you and your school and your teammates, but you are the state champion. Congratulations.
Thank you. It's crazy.
All right, we're going to take a quick timeout, and we'll come back with Mike Albee and the winner on the boys' side here, Wesley Boyd, right after this. I'll get him set up.
Wesley, congratulations on the state champion. So what are your first thoughts on being the state champion?
It's a good feeling. I came in here confident, and I really wanted to get the first seed for only one match. I got second, and I threw a lot of good shots in the final matches, made good adjustments, and I felt really good about today.
Wesley, you threw the ball great all day, but you made some adjustments after you started to go high a few times. Tell me a little bit about what adjustments you made.
Oh, yeah. So I was talking to my coach about it. No, I'm saying this. And my coach said, I think you should move 2 left. I thought that was a terrible call. I moved 3 right, and I got 5 in a row off that.
Well, hey, you did a great job. You got great support, your parents and your coaches and your friends, but it was awesome to watch you bowl. Scared me with all the power you got. I'm glad I'm retired. So congratulations on being the state champion, and we look forward to seeing you defend next year. Last words from you?
I plan on being here next year.
Good thoughts, Wesley. Great job. And back to Scott.
Yes, all bowlers that are on this end, you may go to your way.
All right, you got to love the comments from Wesley Boyd there on that interview with Mike, and Mike's going to make his way back up here into the broadcast booth, and love to hear what Mike thinks about that. But again, exciting day here this morning for the singles championships here at the Indiana State High School Bowling State Championships from Pro Bowl West. And Mike, we were quickly talking about, I know you're probably a little bit out of air as you were running back up here into the broadcast booth, but Guy, you just have to love the youth and the enthusiasm from Wesley Boyd as he calls out his coach on the wrong call.
Yeah, that was my exact thoughts as I was coming back up here. I was like, it's just so fun because the emotions are so raw and so just clean. There's no thoughts. It's just what they think, but both champions were so excited to win the state, which you love to see. They love that. But yeah, Wesley called out his coach. It was pretty good. But as we all know, it's tough when you're throwing it out there and you look for help. But the thing is, he believes in his coaches, but once he threw it, he knew it didn't work for him, so he made his adjustment. Which there's going to be days when the coach isn't there, and you're going to need to be able to make those adjustments. But it was fun and boy, it's just great to see so much talent. I mean, and young talent out there we'll see them again.
Well, we're so lucky, Mike, to be able to sit back here and witness these kids exceed at high levels and really accomplish their goals in the high school sports by winning a single state championship. And again, what great ambassadors on both the boys' side, Wesley Boyd, and the girls' side, Megan Kennedy, and both of them juniors, so they'll be back to defend a possible state championship.
Yeah, and I think Wesley's ready to do it if it's tomorrow. So yeah, but and the emotion from Megan Kennedy. I mean, she was just so happy and so relieved to win, and yeah, it's really fun to be here. We sit here and talk about it, and we commentate on what we see, but the pressure is out there on the lanes, and wow, they all handled it so well, and it's just a blast to be here.
Well, our day has just begun. We'll be back later this afternoon for the team competition of the boys and the girls for the team state championships, and that's going to be wild and crazy. Folks, if you have time to stick around and watch that, you're going to see bowling at a high, fast-paced level. Should be a lot of fun. But, again, a great day here for the single state championship.
A lot of fun. I'm glad I'm part of it. Thank you guys for Savage TV for helping me come to do this and be part of it. It's such a blast. But, yeah, the talent in the state of Indiana, we are so fortunate to be here in Indiana with what we do here.
All right, that's going to wrap things up here for the singles portion. For Chad Lester, our producer-director, Mike Albee, Scott Gilmore here. Your champions on the boys' side, Wesley Boyd, and on the girls' side, Megan Kennedy. We'll be back for the team competition later this afternoon. Thanks for watching.